Hi, I'm Kristal Hart. Welcome to the Kristal Hart Show, and it is the holidays.
Yes, it is.
And with us is Jessica Prater.
Yes, Jessica Prater.
And she is a yoga instructor, and she's going to tell us, first of all, this is a great time to start thinking about getting in shape, especially the new year coming.
Absolutely, especially with the New Year's resolutions coming. Right now is actually the perfect time to start, right before the holidays settle in. That way you get into your routine, get peace of mind, our minds are always wandering, we're racing around in the holidays, so now is a perfect time to start before the holidays set in.
And you might even not gain as much weight.
You're right.
So first of all, this is yoga. We're going to eventually be doing some chair yoga, but first of all, tell us a little bit about yoga and the benefits for the body.
Yes, so yoga means unity. It is a unity of the mind, the body, and the spirit. So a lot of people think, exercise, and that's great, but we're not just a body. We also have a mind and our spirit. I always call it, our spirit is everything that makes us unique, everything that makes you, you. It's your passions, it's your hobbies, it's your mentality, your morals. So all of that combined is yoga. So it's the mind, the physical practice, and it's your spiritual well-being. So yoga means unity, so it's a union of all three of those, and the benefits are great. I know I have a lot of people that go to chiropractors, which nothing bad about chiropractors, but a lot of times we can fix our own ailments and just make it a practice about us coming inward more. It's great for back pain. A lot of people have back pain, hip pain, knee pain. And yoga is accessible for everyone. So you can do, which we're doing today is chair yoga. We can do a powerful class, we can do a restful practice, meditative practice. So there's a lot of different yogas out there.
And she keeps using the word practice because what I've always been taught, it's a practice. And you keep doing it and doing it. And, the more you do it, the more... then it just becomes a lifestyle, a part of your life.
It really is. It is, because I always say it is a practice. There's not a such thing as a yoga competition. We're not in competitions with even the people in class. It's all about you, what you can do, not what you can't do. So it's a practice. Every day we might get a little better. I relate it to life. We have setbacks, we have breakthroughs. We usually have more setbacks than breakthroughs, but that's okay. We can start where we are. I always say yoga has no expectations. So you can come as a beginner, you can come as a novice, you can come as someone that can't get up and down. There's many different types of yoga, and it's accessible for everyone.
And it's good. I've always heard from my doctor, it's good for your bones to try to build your bones, and maybe even getting up if you fall.
Absolutely, because especially I always say we want to age gracefully. So a lot of times, as we age, we get a little more achy, we get more pains, going up and down the steps, up and down. This is going to help that. It will, as long as we practice and we have patience. Take our time, we can build the strength back up even if we've lost it.
And it's nice at the beginning. I especially like your classes. You set an intention. You want to talk about an intention for your practice, something within yourself.
Absolutely. So I always say your intention can be your own. It can just be a word, a phrase. I always say, I am capable, I am enough. We are the hardest on ourselves, so it's really hard to say, I am proud, I am enough, I'm doing enough. But if we keep repeating these words to ourselves, keep repeating the positivity, keep breathing, we can accomplish things that maybe we didn't think we could. We have better ease of mind, calmness of our mind. So the intention is just something almost to bring you back to your practice, bring you back to the present. And it could be anything, honestly. It could be, like I said, a word, a phrase, anything like that.
And in the end, you always say, thank us for coming, thank yourself for coming,
Yes.
And you give that time to wind down, because that's real important. I've been to classes where they just rush through it as a stretch class, and it's really not, is stretching, but there's so much more because it's the mind and body.
It is. There's that connection.
Yes.
That connection, yeah. Because a lot of times, I'm one for that, the anxious thoughts. The mind is racing all over the place. We can't concentrate. It's a great way to come back to inward and breathing, just calmness of the mind. Absolutely.
And as Jessica always says, you know, it's your hour. It's 1 hour, and it's a peaceful hour also.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's always your time. It's 60 minutes for you. So how often do we get to say, hey, these 60 minutes are for us, and no one's bothering you, asking you for something. It's all yours.
And now chair yoga. Now that's something that even if maybe, tell me a little bit more, if you're maybe, would it be as strenuous as some of the others, you know, for like maybe for some of our more older?
It would definitely be a great place to start. I have a lot of people, even 60s, 70s, into their 80s and beyond, that tell me, hey, I can't get on the ground and back up. So chair yoga is the perfect place to start because you don't have to go up and down. And you're still getting the great benefits of the movement and, of course, the mind. Yes.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
With this yoga instructor, Mario Ball, and we are at the wind down here. It's a little holiday party for yoga. Now, tell us a little bit about your philosophy on yoga.
So yoga is one of those philosophies I feel like everyone can master it, everyone can do it. It benefits many parts of the body, the mind, and it's a way of life. Yoga truly is a way of life.
You know, I like that. That's what I feel. It does become a way of life. And I said, though, it takes a while to, you know, it's a practice.
Yes.
And it does take a while to you just got to keep doing it.
Yes. So it's one of those things like when I first started, like I did it once or twice a week and I got hooked. I took a summer off and I knew I was missing something in my life, and it was the yoga. And ever since then, it's been 2, 3, 4 days a week, and it's turned to me actually becoming a teacher, so, and opening my own business. So this is where we're at.
How's it good for sports?
So for sports, just with my football players, they really tapped into the mindfulness of it and the flexibility. Recovery in sports is big. You play back-to-back Fridays, so that recovery is big. And it just helped open the muscles, joints in the body. So they really benefited, and we went to the second round of the playoffs. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So that is fantastic. You know, it is a mind-body connection.
Yes, truly is.
You mentioned that.
Yes. So mind-body connection. And once you talk about breath. Like we're on camera now. We got Chef Grant Mark cooking. We got people just talking, but we're all doing one thing. We're all breathing. And the breath is life. And once you can tap into that breath, you can start to master these crazy thoughts we all may have.
Yeah, we do. It is also meditative.
Yes. So meditative states, as we will start in our chair yoga class, just settling our bodies. It's the nice environment here. We're excited. So just going to settle the mind and just tap into those meditative states, the ways, and to just make kind of life easier a little bit, I would say.
And on the chair, we're going to show a little chair yoga. This is for anybody. I mean, you could be 20 or 30, or you could be 80 or 90, because it's not all, you know, the up and down.
Very accessible. So usually you may have to come to the ground, but in a chair, you're elevated. Everyone maybe comes to a seated position every day, and if you want more power, you can opt out into standing. So we throw varieties in there, and it's a good thing. And I tell everyone the hardest thing is just showing up. If you want change, maybe step onto the mat.
Step onto the mat.
What we're going to do as we start to settle in, I know we've been socializing, I know we've just been, carrying on conversation, so it's really hard to settle right in. So take a moment, like shrug your shoulders, wiggle your fingers, wiggle it out, maybe open and close the mouth. Take a moment here, get everything out, and then let's start to just ground through the sit bones. Taking a moment, grounding through your sit bones, finding a nice seat, and sitting up tall here. A lot of times we slouch to the back of the chair. So if we're doing that, maybe sit a little up on your chair so we can sit up taller. So scooch a little up. So just our sit bones are down on that chair. And make sure your feet are firmly planted. And if you want to take your shoes off, you can take your shoes off, slide them over your chair. But we're settling in. So once we're here, take one more shrug of these shoulders. We're going to bring them up toward our ears, down our back. And let your palms rest either on your thighs, palms up or palms down. I always say palms up for more energy, palms down for a little more grounding. Crown of the head is up, tailbone is down. And if we can, if we're feeling comfortable, to close the eyes. I invite you all to close the eyes. I know we got the good smells in the kitchen. We got Grant cooking up, so hopefully the class just flies by and we can get our bellies fed here. But let's not rush the moment. Let's try to take it in. Closing those eyes, sitting up nice and tall. And as we all know, the most important part of our class is our breath. So big inhales, long exhales here. Trying to find focus, trying to find an intention. So I can give you an intention. It could be just breathe. It could be I am enough, I am capable. Maybe you have your own words, your own phrase that you would like to use. And what that intention does, it just brings us back to the now, back to the moment, right here. Remember, we truly live in the present. So if we're thinking about the past, if we're curious about the future, we're not here. We're not staying rooted in this moment. So I encourage you to come back. And we always check in class. We check in to see if we're slouching. Did our shoulders move? Are they up toward our ears? And I know we're a little short on room, so we're going to do the best we can as we inhale. Instead of arms out, we're going to bring arms up in front and all the way up toward the sky. Maybe the gaze comes up in between those palms, but keep the shoulders down here. As we're breathing, big inhales, long exhales. And as we exhale, just bring those hands all the way down, back towards your thighs. And try to lift your right foot all the way up. We're going to give our right knee a big hug. Pull it in towards your chin, towards your chest. Rotate that right foot. Big breaths here as we rotate those ankles. Keep that left foot grounded. And then right hand to right shoulder. Let's open that up just a little. Just a couple breaths here. Shoulders down as we breathe. And then bring that foot in. And let's bring that leg all the way out in front of us. Nice and long. Again, work with your neighbor here. Maybe you have to scoop that leg under their chair. And as we're here, ground through your sit bones. If you're not on the edge of your chair, I encourage you to kind of scooch up. That right leg is long. We're planted through the left foot. Hands at the hips. We're going to tilt forward. Imagine your chest is going towards your toes. And it doesn't have to be big. Just a little stretch here. This is our half split. So if we take our half splits when we're on our knees, this is our half split in our chair pose. And you can eventually walk your hands down your leg. Maybe you've got your toes, maybe you have your ankles. It's all good either way. Follow the breath. If your presence is leaving here, come back to the breath. Come back to your intention. If we're still looking forward, you can tuck your chin to your chest. Look at your belly button. And anything that's not working for you, you can adjust. You can modify. Remember, modify is not lesser than, it means different. On your next inhale, let's roll all the way up. Bring that right foot back to center, bending that right knee. Left knee gets a hug. Pull that in nice and tight. Maybe some of those ankle rotations here. You can always rotate the neck as well. Any movement is good movement. And And then left hand, left shin, just open that knee out. Maybe just a little, keep the left toes flexed toward the left. Again, we're working with our neighbor. I know our space is tight, so we work with what we've got. Let's pull that left knee back in and send that left leg nice and long. Again, if you're not at the edge of the chair, come to the edge of the chair, sit up tall, hands at your hips, and just slowly pull your chest just a little forward, just a little hinge. Keeping those shoulders down. It's a nice hamstring stretch here. Again, your hands can always walk down your left leg. Whatever you can grasp. Doesn't have to be the toes. And again, you can chuck your chin to your chest. Look at the belly button. Doing fantastic. One more breath here. And slowly rolling all the way up. Bring that left foot back in. Let's just begin to widen the feet a little here. Again, still at the edge of the chair, still on those sit bones. Try to bring your belly in between the legs. So make sure there's enough space in between your legs for the belly to go. We're going to forward fold. Nice and slow. Nice little hinge. Maybe your hands can reach in between your feet. And maybe the crown of the head hangs and it points toward the earth here. Wonderful. So this is our wide-legged forward fold. As wide as we can make it today. So once we're here, I want you to ground through your feet, ground through your palms. If you've got room, you can walk your hands in front of you. If not, just keep those hands under the head. I want you to imagine that your ribs and your thighs are touching. Maybe they are. Maybe the ribs and the thighs are giving each other a little hug here. Maybe you interlace the fingers, pull them behind the head, just a little bit of gravity to let that head hang a little further. So interlacing the hands. Big belly breaths in and out. Release those hands, hands to the earth. Left palm stays, right arm high to the sky. Or if not high to the sky, let it rest on the low back. Remember, anything's good. Any modification is okay. If we're looking up and past that right shoulder, maybe we take the gaze all the way to the left shoulder. And then back. So just little movement. Bring that right hand back down in front. Plant it to the earth. Left arm high to the sky. Either high to the sky or rest it at the low back. Are we breathing? Are we still present? Again, gaze is over that left shoulder. Let's pull it all the way over the right shoulder. And then back to the left. And slowly pull that left hand all the way back down to the earth. One breath, big inhale, long exhale. Next inhale, we will slowly roll all the way up. Pull those feet back together. We're going to lift our right foot up, cross it over our left leg. So your right knee points to the right, right foot flexes to the left. Take a moment here, shoulders down, sitting up nice and tall. Maybe the eyes close once again. This is our figure 4. We're going to go into an easy seat. So once we're here, maybe the left foot just wiggles a little to the right. Can you go to the knife edge of that foot so the left foot is flexed to the right side of the room? And try to let the hips release a little here. Try to let the knees release, the hips release. So if you notice the legs, it's almost like an easy seat. Almost. Couple breaths. And coming back to any intention, if we've lost our focus, the smell of the food is getting to you here. We want to come in, back into our practice. We're not going to rush the moment. Staying right here. Next breath, slowly come out. Wiggle those feet back. Uncross the legs. One more side. So the left leg will lift up. Cross it over the right. Take a moment. Settle in. What do we need to adjust here to make it comfortable? And after a couple breaths, you can wiggle this right foot a little to the left. Nice and slow. And let the knees, let the hips release. Let the hip flexors release a little here. If we can roll to the knife edge of that right foot and expose the right sole to the left, fantastic. If not, oh well. I'll say it's always okay. Yoga meets us where we are. No expectations here. Take one more breath. And then Mario will take over here. We will wiggle back. Our feet will come back to the earth.
And just go ahead and just find some neck rotation. We're just gonna maybe shake that out first. Just shake it out, arms at the side. And while you're doing that, reach the fingers out, shoulders down. We're gonna inhale the shoulders up and down. Go ahead and find neck rotation. Draw the chin all the way to the chest and all the way around. And notice the shoulders are going to want to hover up. And find that direction the opposite way. So I'm going to challenge myself just to give gratitude to Jess's style. She can teach while facing you. It's a little hard to do. So now coming back all the way back to center. Inhaling those hands. So if you start going up, draw the palms forward and draw them back. But track your head forward. And exhale down, but lift the palms and track them back. Maybe lean forward a little. Notice how that feels. And inhale up. You don't have to flip the palms. Draw the head forward and find that again. So flipping. And draw those rhomboid muscles, those back muscles together. So notice, are your shoulders up towards the ears? Draw them down. Breathing, strengthening in those triceps right here. Maybe you flip the palms up. Get that tricep. You don't need a weight. We're grounded through the soles of the feet. So everyone check in. Maybe you can walk the feet up so the ankles are over the knees. Maybe you want to clasp the hands and flip them up and forward fold. Notice how that feels. So you're drawing your arms forward as much up as much as possible. Keep tucking the chin, rounding through the spine. Deep breath. Thank yourselves for showing up. And let's find gratitude this season. Gratitude for what we had and for what we can do already. And slowly we roll up. And just go ahead, palms to the thighs. You can keep them down or up. Find a few breaths. Notice the heat we created. So meaning, notice if you're back in your chair, I want you to come to the edge. Not just in the chair. When we come to the edge in life, that's how we grow. So remember, we're inhale the shoulders up, they're down. There's a straight line down the back of the neck. Down the back, all the way to the spine. And we want those deep breaths. So imagine an ocean wave here. Going in and out. Imagine your breath and that motion. And continue that. From here, just drawing our feet apart. Toes are pointing out. So we want to use our hands to draw them out and tail the shoulders up and down. So we're wide base as we can be. We're going to bring the hands behind the head, interlace the fingers. So we're sitting up nice and tall. Notice how active we are. And we're just going to lean to the left. So draw that elbow to the left. Sorry. And notice, so that opposite elbow in the sky, it's pressing up. Notice that stretch you create down the side body. Notice your shoulders. Are you fighting them? Try to relax. The breath will help. And go ahead all the way back up. And to the right side. Thank you. So go ahead and find that. But notice, can you force that elbow up to allow that deeper stretch? You can stay up. It's the beautiful thing about our practice. It meets us where we are. And we roll all the way up. From here, we're going to bring the left arms down. Left hand to the inside of the leg. So the elbow is going to come to the inside of that left leg. And from a high position, we're going to inhale the right. So maybe with that left hand, grab that left ankle and twist open. Notice how that feels. Deep breath. If you would like, you can draw that right palm to the front of the room. Palm down. Send the gaze with it. One more breath. And track that arm back, rolling up. Opposite side. So go ahead, find that lock in. Notice you can press into that leg. You're grounded. And we inhale that left arm up. Maybe you're ready to flip that right palm and wrap around that ankle. We sit up straight. We inhale those hands up, nice and tall. Bring all that energy in. We create it. Prayer hands to our center. Our soul honors your souls. We honor the light, love, truth, peace, and happiness in every single one of you in this room. Sharing these things, we are united, we are the same, we are one. Finding gratitude, breakthroughs through our sacrifices and joy. Ending our practice all together, saying Namaste.
Namaste.